Hello, my brilliant 509 friends. Can you believe that this is the last recording? Well, maybe not last recording. Last assessment of the summer. Yay! And I purposefully did this because I think this is a really fun assessment. And I think it's something that you are going to be able to use in just a couple of weeks when you go back to your job. Sorry about the whole couple of weeks comment. Anyway, so we are working on assessment 8, soaring into the new school year, and we are working on 4 different standards. Most of them have to do with equitable access to technology. That includes cultural competency. They like that word, cultural competency, and taking ownership of your own learning goals, so students' own learning goals. So as always, do the learn section. I tried to include a bit more about each of the standards here. ISTE doesn't have videos on these like some of the other ones, but these two I really thought the extra explanation was worth it. So go ahead and do your reading like you always do. These are the other 2 standards listed above and the readings on these. And then we are going to get back to what are we actually going to be doing in this assessment. So after you learn about the topics and the standards, you are going to be planning a back to school session. We're not going to have a live meeting unless y'all want one. This cohort seems to enjoy the screencasts more than the live meetings. If I am wrong in assuming that, please shoot me a text and let me know. But this screencast will discuss the 2 parts of this project. I also want to draw your attention to PowerPoint Live. If you did not know that PowerPoint Live has a closed captioning that you can put into different languages. And Google Slides also has an add-in where you can do closed captioning and use different languages with that. Wakelet is another resource that I like to use in this project. Of course, screencasting and putting screencasts on YouTube and Zoom can be used for this project as well. So all of us have to do a back to school spiel for parents at the beginning of every school year. Hopefully you already have this. What topics do you include in that back to school? Are there any other technology topics that you may want to address now that you're becoming an expert in ed tech? We talked about the acceptable use policy and digital citizenship and things like that. So you may want to include something like that. So here are the requirements for you designing a back to school session. What if parents and students do not have access to advanced technology but need to participate remotely? So the way I look at this here is, okay, the parent only has a smartphone. How can they participate in this with only a smartphone? And making videos and throwing them up on YouTube, things like that, are usually a good way to do that. What if there are technical issues during the remote participation or lack of tech skills to participate effectively? What if parents don't speak English? What if they need extra assistance to participate? What if other personal situations exist? What other challenges do you foresee coming? What are some special populations of students that you could identify within your classroom? Maybe that will have issues. Now, some of this may be a little bit over your head right now, but remember, you haven't done all the learn sections yet. And especially this digital equity toolkit. In this reading, you're really going to learn a lot about digital equity. So, after you design it, I'm going to ask you to implement it. I want you to implement it with a volunteer. It can be, a friend, it can be a spouse, it can be someone in this cohort that you want to try this out on. And then tell me, how did it go and what solutions might you be coming up with for those problems. So part 2, that was part 1 of this. is going to be a choose your own adventure project. I want you to design a special project for a small group of students that could show how we meet these two standards. I know you guys have those yucky scripted curriculums, so if you are not able to do this a whole class in the fall, I'm okay with that. If it needs to be a club that you moderate or kids that you pull in at resource to do this, that is fine with me too. So you will read here about what type of project I would like you to do. I would like the students to be able to choose what they want to learn about it and how they would like to learn about it. Include a creativity challenge within this lesson. I'm also going to put here a really cool session that I went to at ISTE, and this is about digital escape rooms. And it's really a fun way. I'm actually going to try to do this with my undergrads when I teach them about standards and curriculum. And I'm going to try to make a warehouse digital escape room for them to do that. So I thought that might come into play for you guys for this project. You might want to use that. Other resources are here for choose your own adventure type things. And so to turn in, I'd like you to tie it to a content standard if you can. I'd also love to tie it to standard 5B to applied practice. Yeah, I'll put the note over here. This is going to look different for everybody, guys, because you are going to be working with students that are going to choose what they want to learn about. Last summer, I volunteered my children to do this. So if you don't have a kiddo that you can work with to do it this summer, you are more than welcome to. Avery chose something about, she wanted to know more about musicians and how music can tie into science, and so somebody last year designed something for Avery to go with that. I think Gabriel chose panda bears. He was on a panda bear kick, and somebody designed that and worked with Gabriel. So if you need a kiddo, you are more than welcome to one of my 3. So I hope this makes sense. If it doesn't, as always, give me a call, send me a carrier pigeon, an owl from Hogwarts, or a text or email, of course, and let me know how this is going. Now let's